Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. The Forza monthly stream for Monday the 4th of December just went live. I'm here just to see and talk about what they spoke about for Forza Motorsport. So I'm just going to quickly recap the things they spoke about. As you can see, first and foremost, the Pagani Huayra R is here. Will be coming to the game as a reward showcase car. We'll get into all of that shortly. What I will also do is just talk about some bug fixes that they've mentioned, as well as obviously the new track coming to the game, which, as you can see from the title of this video, is Hockenheim. Fantastic news. This is a favorite track of mine, one that I absolutely loved back on Forza Motorsport 4. There's some footage that they ran during the stream, coming December 12th in the full circuit layout, national circuit layout, and the short circuit layout. Happy days. I love this track personally. As long as people get on the brakes at the end of the long straight, I'm a happy guy around there. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see about that. But yes, happy to see Hockenheim come back for the first time since Forza Motorsport 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. At least Turn 10 have sorted it out. They've got Hockenheim back in the game. And like I said, this corner right here, get on the brakes. All right, get on the brakes. Don't wait. All right, to get on the brakes. Anyway, other than that, happy to see Hockenheim back. So in the November stream, they spoke about a track coming in December, which is this track, Hockenheim. There was no mention of what is coming in January. So it looks like we're going to get a longer update season. I don't know what they're calling these things. Season, I guess. This is going to run up until the end of January. So I believe maybe we'll see something like a new track coming in February. But that's understandable with things like, the Christmas holidays, New Year's and stuff like that. I imagine that, there's not going to be that much development time going into the game over the next month or so. But they also talk about this, the Pininfarina Battista, which is coming to the game as well. Beautiful looking car. So they talk about other cars coming to the game. I'll run through that. Pininfarina Battista, Ferrari 296, McLaren Sabre, and the Aston Martin Valkyrie are all coming as spotlight cars. So you'll be able to get your discounts on those and things like that via the store. As you can see here, this update 3.0 is running from December 14th to January the 31st. So we've got quite a long period of time here to get these cars. And remember, you need to complete all of these to get the Pagani Huayra R in this time. They did not talk about limited time offerings and getting them back. So obviously like the Audi R8, which was the first update, or the Ferrari 488 GTB, which is currently in this update 2.0, you have to get these cars whilst they're available during the update. There's still no mention at this point of anything being given back to those who may have missed out on them. So listen, I'll put a link to the stream below, but they run through some of the cars that are coming, Aston Martin Valkyrie things, but they were talking over it, so it's not like we can hear the engine too much and things like that. But it did sound good, sounded decent. But yeah, good to see this car come into the game. Really and truly, all these sort of cars are not going to be anything below S. So if you're into the lower car classes on this game, yeah, you're going to be missing out. There are no new particularly low class additions to this game. McLaren 650S is coming as an open tour reward car. Ken, that's something via the Builders Cup. Not particularly too excited about this. This is something we've seen in Forza before. Like, this is just, this ain't nothing new. So yeah, nothing particularly impressive in terms of McLaren. But yeah, they run through some of the other cars. So Ferrari 296, as we can see here, and then the McLaren Sabre as well, that they have shown here as well. So lots of new cars coming. They run through featured multiplayer, so there's going to be a spec series for the Lotus 311, the Mazda Miatas, the MX-5s as they're known as, and a number of racing spec series as well. I'm assuming the open class based stuff is just going to continue to rotate. Turn 10 have also laid out the dates that we can see these lobbies, not just the spec series and the spotlight series, but also the open class series, which is where I spend most of my time. So as we can see here, from December 14th through to the 21st, we'll have P class and A class running. So we're now going to get two open class lobbies running at the same time instead of one, which we've had since launch. S class and C class will run over Christmas, so from the December 21st to the 28th. X and E will ring in the new year between December the 28th and January the 4th. R and B will run from January the 4th to the 11th, and P-Class and D-Class will close out this update from January the 11th to 18th. So nice to see when we'll be getting these lobbies in, and that there'll be 2. So now we can dip our toes in multiple classes. But anyway, they talk about Rivals mode. If you're into Rivals mode, here's what's going to be on the slate for update 3. Looking pretty good, other than having to drive that C63S Coupe Forza Edition, which is the Forza Editions. I'll moan about those another time. There are some Car Pass cars as well coming to the game. There's a new Corvette, 2 Trans Am cars, and an IMSA race car as well. So we've got this Corvette, which is a Trans Am race car, coming to the game. There's also a Buick. Here it is, coming to the game. Again, I'm not too clued up on Trans Am racing, so I'm not going to be like, oh, this Buick was the title-winning Buick from, you know. I'm just not that guy. But new Buick, new Corvettes racing car comes to the game, and we've got another Cadillac racing car as well coming to the game. Looks very similar to the 2 that we currently have in game, but I know this has a slightly different specification. Good to see a focused Car Pass continue with more race cars, which is good. There are still a few more cars actually that these guys talk about. So we've got Lamborghini Squadra Corsa Huracan Super Trofeo Evo, which might be the longest car name ever. And we also have the Porsche 956 John Fitzpatrick Racing coming to the game as well. So all good in terms of cars and content. Bug fixes. I'm going to end on bug fixes. I'm not going to waffle on about bug fixes. I'm not going to keep saying bug fixes. The more I say bug fixes, the weirder it sounds. So here's sort of the slate for bug fixes. It's just performance and stability, to be totally honest. There's nothing here that is really... there's like crashes on the PC and things like that, but these guys said it really is just about stability and performance. There are some new fixes that they've done. They're addressing issues via the troubleshooting hub, but there also are fixes that Turn are doing in terms of any stability performance issues they've identified as well. For those who are playing on PC, fixing a lot of random crashes is stuff that is basically just helping the performance and stability of the game. Nothing really in terms of, if you want to hear about things like the penalty system or matchmaking, things like that, no discussion about that also. The last thing that I just want to touch on is that they talk about new driver suits coming to the game. As yes, the suits that you wear, I ain't got a problem with it. Just wanted to be clear, like driver suits is what I said. So these are going to be given between driver levels 10 and 100. They're free, and if you have already blitzed through those driver levels, you'll be given those retroactively as you proceed through those. If you are proceeding through those for the first time, you'll get those as you progress through the level milestones. So yeah, that was pretty much it. It wasn't really, it's Christmas soon, I'm guessing, there's just not much else to talk about. But yeah, it's a decent update. Nothing groundbreaking has come out of this one, but at least we've been given an update. We've got some new content, some new cars, a new track coming to the game, and some fixes which hopefully help us stop crashing and dashboarding and all these different sort of things as well. But we shall see what we get to in terms of things like penalty system and safety ratings and skill ratings and matchmakings and other things like that. Possibly that's most likely now going to come in the new year if we are start hearing some updates on what Turn 10 might want to do to keep that updated and to support the community a little bit more on that as well. I'm guessing the meatier stuff will come in the new year with the holidays and things, which is fair. They obviously aren't picking all of that sort of stuff up. But anyway, I have waffled on for enough time here. That is everything coming in the Forza Motorsport update 3.0, and hopefully we shall see come December 12th when the update arrives. Hopefully it's not too large of an update. Hopefully the game's a lot more stable and continues to go in the right direction in terms of stability and performance as well. We shall see. Stay tuned for more, and stay safe and race clean, guys. Race clean.